Wisdom says I'm nothing, but love says that I'm everything. And it's between those two that my life unfolds.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for today's Foundation Pose series. Our pose today is going to be chair pose, everyone's favorite pose. The Sanskrit name for chair pose is Utkatasana. Utka meaning powerful or fierce. Asana being pose or seat. So otherwise known as fierce pose. And this means a lot for this pose. So it is a struggle for a lot of people. That grounding into our lower body, our foundation, our trunk, is not easy work. But it creates the stability leading into everything else that we branch out into. As far as asana, it's pose or seat, and even though we're doing chair pose, it doesn't particularly refer to the chair pose. Your seat, when we're seated, we are fully grounded into the ground beneath. And the pose would be the thing that we are fluidly moving into. So it's grounding into the movement. And one more thing I'd like to kind of go over is the meaning of the word yoga. So traditionally, the word yoga means to yoke. A bit more of a modern translation is unity or oneness. And so the word yoga is a combining of the oneness of what we are into the world around us. Yoga is a binding of our mind, our body, our soul, our breath, all together. And this helps bring us to more clarity in navigation of the world around us. Intertwining with nature, communication of people, what we do, what we give our time to, and then bringing that back into ourselves and our understandings of ourselves. So go ahead and grab any props today. I might recommend a block, and we'll get started. Toes touching, hips pulling our weight backwards, hands extending forward. You can pull your hands to the side if you're looking for a little more rest in your shoulders and your fingertips. If you've got your hands forward, go ahead and extend through your fingertips using your side body, not scrunching your shoulders. And take a moment to connect with our breath. Breathing into your abdomen. Exhaling through our back body. Releasing the tension in our jaw. Letting the day that has come before pass, and the day that is yet to come be. Hands back in. Go ahead and extend your feet backwards, feet flat to the ground. Planting our hands firmly. Go ahead and extend your hips forward. come into slight cobra pose, rolling our shoulders out, letting our heart shine forward, engaging your glutes. Back into a tabletop. Go ahead and rock forward and backwards a few times. Diesel's got a best friend next door. They like to yell. From here, come back to a tabletop pose. I'm gonna go ahead and take some hip circles. Hips are leading the movement. Either direction to start is fine. As you come forward, keeping your weight in your hands. Letting the movement end in your shoulders. Switching directions. From here, we're going to go ahead and take our right foot, bringing that forward into a lizard pose. Here you can stay up on your fingertips. If you need blocks, put in between your hands. It's just fine. Create some space so you're not coming so far down in your hips. You can stay static in this pose. Go ahead and move side to side. As you start to open up, you can bring this leg onto the knife edge. Diesel! Apologies. He's not the most communal flirter. He thinks that he demands out of the way to receive what he wants. So as I was saying, as you start to open up, you can bring this foot onto the knife edge, opening up our outer hip, rotating back towards the glute. So it's a feeling of letting this hip pull back. Just standing here. From here, we go ahead and take our opposite leg, the knee is on the ground. Bending that knee in towards our glute, reaching back and grabbing the outer edge of that foot. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can grab a strap, wrap it around your foot, and grab both sides of that strap. So initially we're gonna sting that foot away from our body, opening up the shoulder. And I'm letting go of the engagement in our quad, pulling that leg into our body. You're breathing into your front left side, so your hip, your quad, your left side of your rib cage. You're firmly planting into this left hand. Go ahead and release that left foot. Bring your right hand back. Right leg back. Go ahead and do a couple cat-cows. Starting at our tailbones. Dropping our belly. Opening up our collarbones. Reversing that into cat. tucking our tailbone, belly button into our ribs, our spine, chin tucked, pulling back into cow pose, belly dropped, heart open. Back into cat pose. Cow. Shoulders tucked. Chin prominent. Cat pose. Shoulders externally rotating. Hands still planted. Feet flatly against the ground. Back into tabletop. Bringing our left leg forward into lizard pose. Take your time to step up there. And just do one solid step. Again, stay static. Take some rocks, circles here. Do what feels best for you today. Open up that left hip. If that feels all right. Today's class will be a little bit shorter. From here, planting left hand or right hand firmly on the ground, left foot planted, reaching back, making sure to grab the outside of that right foot. Firstly, pulling our feet away from us, opening up into the shoulder. Not flexing our arm, but we're flexing the front end of our quad and the right glute. Releasing that engagement, pulling that leg towards us, opening up our right side body. Releasing right knee and leg back to the ground. Back on the tabletop. Go ahead and meet me in a downward dog. We'll go ahead and come into 3 sun salutations. Taking a moment in downward dog. First down dog of the day. Our external lines on our arms. Planted firmly. Space between our fingers. Space between our shoulders and our ears. The arms in alignment with our ears. Pressing our chests back towards our thighs. Dropping our heels towards the ground. Hips apexed in a pyramid towards the sky. Walking or jumping to the top of our mat. Forward fold, exhale. Inhaling to a halfway lift. Forward fold. Keeping a straight spine. Rising towards the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart. Utkatasana. Extending our hands up. Planting our hands back down to the ground. Swan diving, flat back. Stepping back. Jumping back into plank. Chaturanga. to a cobra pose. We can come into baby cobra or full upward dog. Using our core to lift us back into downward dog. Walking or jumping top of our mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rising to the sky. Inhale. Exhaling, hands to heart. Utkatasana. Rising our hands up. Forward fold. Step or hop back to plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale. Cobra pose, upward dog. Downward dog. One more round at your own pace and your own breath. Meeting me in Utkatasana. From here, go ahead and place your hands on your hips. We're going to take our left foot, bring that back. Not as wide as in the warrior poses. Bring it a bit shorter. Line up heel to heel. So this back heel is in a straight line with my front heel. From here, bringing your left hip backwards, extending our arm out. Reaching, keeping this hip, opposite hip moving back, reaching, dropping our hands. Your hand can place on the ground, inside if that's allowed on your shoulder to open up into, can come onto your hand, your shin, a bit higher, or you can be here if needed. We never place our stability of our hand directly onto our joints, never on your knee, never on your ankle. Triangle pose. Our opposite hand can maintain on our hip. If you're ready, extending that hand towards the sky. Keeping this straight line from front to back, as if we're pressing our backs flatly up against the wall. Wrapping the left arm forward, rotating that back left foot. Stepping that up just a tad bit more. Fingers on the ground, hands on the ground. It'll be up a bit. This front right foot is going to be facing forward. Back left foot slightly off at an angle at about 10 o'clock. From here, we're reaching our spines forward. Dropping with full extension of our spine to pyramid pose. Once you meet the full extension of the pose, extending your back, breathing into the top of your head, starting at your lower back, Then we can curl in. Bringing our hands to our hips, rising, straight spine, meeting me back at the top of the mat in Utkatasana. Exhale. Switching feet, bringing our right feet back. Same width we had before. No two sides are the same. If you need to come in a little closer, that's just all right. Bringing this back hand, right hand, to our hip. Letting that hip pop back. Bringing our left hand forward. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Planting this hand. Heels are again lined up. Keeping the most slight bend in your knee, especially if you're hypermobile. It can look like this a bit more. You can have your hand here. If the full pose is a bit too much, feel free to come back to these classes at any time. Again, if you're ready, extending the right arm up towards the sky. As if you're a pane of glass. Bringing that right arm forward, stepping the right foot a bit forward, getting at an angle, facing the side of your mat, halfway lifting, flat back, extended spine, keeping the flexion, folding down, pyramid pose. To our hips, stepping up, so here we're going to come into a standing figure four, starting with our right foot, planting that firmly into the ground, raising our left foot, crossing that over the right leg, keeping flexion in this foot, so good flexion here, not letting our foot go loose, either below or above our knee. You can bring your hands to your heart. We're sitting back. So this is a bit more advanced pose. That's too much to start to sit down into that. You can just keep your leg here. You just come into a kickstand tree. If we're experimenting into this, we're seating back, and just like on our quad stretch, we're letting this hip that's bent in extend backwards. Fully raised spine, hands to the heart. Slowly coming out of there. Dropping our left foot to the ground. Taking our right foot to the back of the mat. left foot turns with it. Go ahead and bring your heels in, feet out at an angle, toes out at an angle. We're going to sit into goddess pose. So here it's important that our knees are in the same lines that our toes are pointing. Hands can remain at your heart. Extend your hands out. Have your arms up in a T. Any combination here is all right. Just taking a moment, feeling that opening into our hamstrings. Slowly standing up out of the goddess. Bringing our right foot back to the top of our mat. We'll go ahead and switch sides with our standing figure four. This time, planting firmly into the left foot. Keeping a drishti, a single point of focus with our eyes, while seeing the perspective around us. And starting your kickstand. Slowly work that leg up. Across your shin, above your knee, flexing the foot, sitting back. Hips are even with each other. Spine is staying tall, straight. Standing back up into Utkatasana. From here, we'll go ahead and bring our feet to the edges of our mats. We're going to come into a Malasana, yogi squat. Traditionally, feet are a bit about hips distance with feet facing forward. It takes an incredible amount of ankle flexion, hip mobility. So if you need, bring your feet out, facing at an angle, coming down into a squat. Here, if this is too much, you can have your elbows on your knees. Use your block to place under your seat. If you're coming down into the full pose, still keeping a tall spine, using our elbows to push into our knees. That creates stability in our core. This is a beautifully grounding pose. It's very healthy for our bodies in this position. See a lot of cultures will do this pose naturally all throughout the day, and they use this just sitting. If this is too much to have your hands together at your heart, elbows pushing into our knees, you can let your hands come to the ground. Again, seated on a block if needed. From here, bring our hands back to our heart, and then go ahead and stand, using our hamstrings to drive up. Back into a yogi squat. Standing, not letting our hips rise first, using our legs as much as possible. Standing into standing up. Back into a squat. Meeting me in traditional chair pose. A few cues here. So in chair pose, you can have your feet spread wide. If that's too much for your hips and your core to maintain that innerness, and bring your feet out. If it's comfortable, toes touching, heels have some space in them, so we're not fully duck footing, just our toes. Sitting back. We're keeping a slight tuck in our tailbone, so we're not putting too much bend into our back, but keeping that natural curve in our spines. Sitting into that pose as much as comfortable. From here, extending our hands out. So this is traditional chair pose. Fierce pose. Taking a few breaths here. Sitting back. As we sit back, keeping our spine straight. Breathing into your lower back. Standing up. Lifting our arms to the sky. Forward fold. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale to plank. Step or hop back. Chaturanga, exhale in one motion. Coming up to cobra, upward dog. Inhaling. Downward dog, exhale. Stepping or walking back to the top of our mat. Into a chair pose. Now we come into modern chair pose. So here, our stability in our lower body is the same as we had it before. Now, we're bringing our arms above our head. The spacing of our shoulders, our biceps, our triceps is about the same as we would have in a downward dog. We're not bringing our hands forward, creating a big Y shape, bringing our pinkies inwards as if they're reaching together while maintaining the space between our shoulders, sitting back into the seat. Slight tuck of the tailbone, natural curve, keeping strength in that core. Feel the fire. Fire leads to transformation. Standing up in Utkatasana. Stepping to the top of your mat. Hands to lift to the sky, grounding down. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Planting your hands. Step or hop back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra, upward dog. Downward dog. Now in our downward dog, keeping our left foot planted, heel reaching towards the ground, and reaching our right leg back. Hips stay in alignment. And here, we're more worried
not worried. Our thoughts are more focused on extending backward while keeping the glute engagement. It's not about how high we can get, but how much we're pushing back opposite of the direction that our hands are pushing into the ground. From there, letting your hip open up, getting a big yawn in that hip. If you notice, my shoulders aren't rotating and opening the same as my hips. They're staying in a line with each other while letting my hips, my thighs do the opening. Extending back, planting that foot back on the ground. You need to take a moment, come bring your knees down to the ground. Bring that left hip back. Again, we're pushing back with the foot as much as we're pushing forward with our hands into the ground. With that engagement, you can start to raise your leg, still keeping the hips aligned, then opening up that hip. You might notice you can push your heel of that planted foot a little more into the ground. That creates stabilization, as well as keeping our shoulders in a firm line. Bring that hip back, extending back, dropping our feet to the ground, onto our knees. Let's go ahead and meet me in a 90-90, also known as deer pose. Just bringing our left foot forward first. Shin is parallel to the top of our mat. Foot flexed. Back foot also at a 90-degree angle. Foot extending backwards. In a line with this front foot. Here, first we're going to come into a bit of a twist. Just planting this hand, twisting torso to the left as much as it feels comfortable. Coming back to center. Slowly keeping our spine straight, lowering forward. Another good place to use your block to rest under your head here. If this is too much to start to bend, you can just stay up on your hands and knees. Hands and fingers? Yeah. Body parts. So this pose you might feel a little bit in your left lower back. That left inner groin, maybe a little bit on the outside of that hip. It's very similar to pigeon pose, but a lot more accessible. Doesn't put as much torque on our hips either. Let's go ahead and switch in feet. Go ahead and bring your right foot, leg, shin, parallel with the top of our mat. 90 degree. Go left leg backwards now. Planting your hands. Twisting to our right side. Inhale. Goes into the twist. Exhale. Letting go with the twist. Inhale, extending. Exhale.
Slowly moving into it. Coming back forward. Keeping a flat back. And start to fold over that front leg. Anytime we're in an extended hold in a pose, anywhere from 3 breaths to 5 breaths, equivalent to about a minute, minute and a half, even if it's just 30 seconds, extend any longer than that. We're never going full capacity. We're never going 100%. In yin, a good benchmark is about 30 to 40% of your capacity. We're meeting that edge. We're not pushing the edge. We're greeting it with grace, with our breath, and by introducing the movement patterns and our body, we can start to grow that edge. This is the practice of yoga. There is no end point or destination. It's not a yoga perfect, it's a yoga practice. Bringing both feet to the top of the mat, bending our knees. I'm gonna go ahead and come into slight boat pose, keeping our feet on the ground. If you feel comfortable, you can lift your feet up. We're just gonna slowly let our core do the work. See how long we can slowly come back, keeping your core braced, releasing to the ground. Bring our heels a bit closer to our glutes to where our fingers can touch the backs of our heels. Grounding into your feet, pushing with your glutes, your hamstrings. Hands can be planted. If that feels comfortable, you can interlace your fingers, wrap your shoulders under your back, lifting up into a bridge pose. Here we're breathing into our pelvic floor, our abdomen lifting up, lowering. Taking a moment. On the inhale, raising up into bridge pose. Letting our spines come back to the ground. On the next inhale, lifting back into bridge. Finding your fullest expression of bridge. Going back, releasing your shoulders, releasing your hands. From here, extending our feet. If you need to do any last poses, take a moment here. Come into happy baby. Bring your knees to your chest. Curl up into a ball. Squeezing tight. And finally, releasing into Shavasana. Taking a deep inhale. We let gratitude into our thoughts, our breath for showing up today. Feeling into our fingers, our toes. Slowly letting your body become alert again. You can roll onto one side. Come up to a seated pose. Bring our hands to our heart. This work is simple. It is not easy. It is worth it. You are worth it. You are loved. You are worthy. Thank you for joining me in today's yoga practice. Namaste.
The two corners of the mouth lifting to the sky. That's called a smile.